Yo, what's that word? What's going on with y'all, man? We back. We back. Another episode in today's news. Daily real news, daily real news, daily real news. Presented to you by Real Conversations Podcast Network. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, comment down below, hit that notification bell for more content just like this. Today we in for a big show, man. We got a little lengthy type show in the evening, little evening type show, daily news, going over the news this week, you know, middle end of the week, towards the end of the week more. We're speaking on things that's been going on, that's been going viral, that's been having people having dialogue about few topics. So first topic again. Jay-Z says he wishes the Drake versus Kendrick beef never happened and question if battling is even needed anymore. He said it went too far. So we got to speak on that. This is coming from Jay-Z recent interview with GQ magazine. If you haven't seen it, I believe you should check it out. It's a good interview. It talks about a lot of things that's going on in the culture. It talks about accusations on his name, slander, and where he's going from here. We also got my man OJ the Juice Man. Hey, you know OJ the Juice Man. That's his famous ad lib, man. But my man Juice Man charged after alleged gun accident with Trooper, but witness claims he wasn't driving. It's a little sticky for my man Juice. We also talking about a woman winning 15.4 million after supervisor called her entitled N word. You know what that means. We ain't gotta break that down specifically. The N word, you should know what the N word is. But what else going on? J.Cole pulls up on Cameron podcast, and Cameron face says it all. You know about the infamous lawsuit Cameron had against J. Cole dealing with a trade off they was supposed to have for a feature verse Cameron gave J. Cole. J. Cole was supposed to come back on his show. And, you know, all hell broke loose. Or was it just marketing? You know how I go in this game, man. It's all marketing. Flint, Michigan. Shout out Flint. Shout out Flint, man. Flint, Michigan has replaced all 11,000 lead pipes after 10 years. After 10 years, refusing to give up. Every home now has clean water, a true victory for people power. Shout out Flint, man. Shout out Flint. Love to Flint, man. No bullshit. Much love to Flint. They deserve that. Over 11 years. That's crazy. What's going on in the country, man? And last but not least, Future's baby mama says a white van pulled up to her house as her kids played outside. That's creepy, man. That's creepy, man. I don't know what's going on with that. But let's tap in with Jay Z, see what he had to say about battle rap, all that type stuff, man. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Daily Real News, Daily Real News, Daily Real News. It's your boy, Mr. Smooth. Let's get right to it.
I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
What did you think of the 2024 back and forth between him and Drake?
I think that in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it. You almost wish it didn't happen. Now, people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes. And it goes far too. It's like attack on his character. I don't know if I love that. I don't know if it's helpful to our growth. It's too far. It's like bringing kids in it. I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
Of the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time. Like everyone's part of this conspiracy to undermine Drake, I guess. But like It couldn't be that these guys just don't like each other. And I think they haven't liked each other for a long time. I think this has been brewing, just like me and Nas was brewing. There was a whole bunch of stuff leading up to that point. I actually regret that because I really like Nas. He's a really nice guy.
Stop the cap.
I don't know if battling needs to be part of it.
So there y'all have it, man. Jay Z himself, man. God MC, man. HOVA. He say battle rapping ain't needed in the culture no more, man. What's y'all thoughts? I feel like he got a good point because this last battle, the last big battle of rap and the whole industry, the whole genre of hip hop slash rap music, it took a toll with this Kendrick and Drake. Like he said, you had to choose a side, got deep, start bringing kids in it, start defaming one's character, start, you know, all these accusations on Drake's name, that's really one a good look for hip hop. Like Jay Z really got a point right there. And a lot of people disagree, a lot of people agree. But like he said, even though Jay Z the same guy that talked down on Nas child and Nas baby mama. If y'all remember the super ugly freestyle from our real hip hop heads, he said he left condoms in the baby seat. Verbatim. That's what Jay Z said when he was aiming towards Nas. You know what I'm saying? When they battle was ongoing, was fresh, whatever. So like, you know, the pot could be calling, you know, he throwing stones in the glass house, whatever. It could be saying like it could be hypocritical to some, But like Jay Z said in the interview, if you see it, he's older, he's wiser, he's more mature, and he realized certain things aren't necessary just to sell records or just to have a hot song, a hot verse. Because certain things don't go away and don't age well. So, Kendrick famous line, a minor, I seen it live, shout out K Dot. I seen him live in NRG in Houston. It was one of the biggest concerts ever, you know what I'm saying? One of the biggest tours ever in hip hop history. But Jay Z got a point. He's right. Beefing is leading to too much. Rest in power, Tupac and Biggie. Like we seen what happened with that. It becomes too much of a tussle of who's tougher, who's rougher, who's more aggressive and things like that. And like sometimes it don't even have to be the actual main artist. It can be the entourage, which we have seen time and time again. So yeah, man. Jay Z do got a point, man. Like he said what he said, he's standing on it. And y'all gotta leave y'all comments down below, man. I would have to agree with him, man. The beefing is going too far. It's like what more can really be done with the beef? You know? It's like everybody trying to one up each other. And it's just crazy, man. It's really just wild for real, for real. But on with the next topic and more Daily Real News, Daily Real News. It's your boy, Mr. Smooth, Daily Real News. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channels. We appreciate all the engagement, all the comments, all the likes. Let's get right to the next topic. My boy OJ the Juiceman charged after alleged gun incident with Trooper. But witness says he wasn't driving. So he gotta really tap in and see what's going on with this one, man. Nah. Let's go to All Urban Central. Shout out to them for dropping this content. And we're gonna review it. tap right back in, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit that notification bell for more content just like this. Your boy, Mr. Smooth. Daily Real News, presented to you by Real Conversations Podcast Network. Let's get right to it.
Now I gotta get you that book, dog.
Yeah, BP ain't pulled up on me yet.
You got a whole chapter, Juice.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, the last chapter is all you. It's called the OJ episode.
The OJ. Yes, Sirski.
Yo, what's good? If it's not one thing, it's another in the hip hop multiverse. I did not expect to be reporting on this, but we got to talk about OJ the Juiceman because things just took a very serious turn. I'm talking 10 felony charges, high rate arrests, allegations involving a firearm, and yeah, it's getting crazy. Now, before we even get into the details, y'all already know we got to give you some context because OJ the Juiceman is not just some regular random rapper. This is a dude who was really outside during the Gucci Mane era. For those who might not know, OJ the Juiceman is an Atlanta rapper who came up heavy in the late 2000s. He was closely affiliated with Gucci Mane and was actually one of the early artists tied in the 1017 Brick Squad.
When I gave Goot the name for the Brick Squad, we really didn't know.
Wait, if you're thinking about downsizing in Cyprus, now is
was gonna kind of blow up.
Damn.
Like everybody kind of blowed up who came up on the Brick Squad. Friendship, Woo the Kid was always lyrical.
Yeah.
Like he can come up with some hooks. Like
If you remember that era, Gucci Mane was building a whole movement. And OJ, he was right there. Tracks like Make the Trap Say, Hey, I'm Getting Money, Juiceman, these were hard hitting in the streets. And one thing about OJ, his style was super unique. That ad-lib heavy flow, that raw trap energy, he had a lane. But along with that rise came a lot of controversy. Now let's get into what happened today. According to reports, OJ the Juiceman was arrested in Georgia following a highway incident. And this wasn't no regular traffic stop. Authorities are saying the situation escalated to the point where OJ is now facing multiple felony charges, reportedly around 10. And here's where it gets serious. Police claim that during the encounter, OJ allegedly had a firearm involved. There are some accusations that he may have pointed it at a state trooper. Now listen, if that part is true, that's major. We're not talking about a minor charge anymore. That's the type of allegation that can really change somebody's life. Reports also mention weapon charges, obstruction-related charges, and additional felonies tied to the incident. And apparently, this all went down on a highway in Georgia, which makes it even crazier. Now, here's where things get interesting. Because not everybody is just accepting the police version of the events. There are already reports suggesting that witness accounts and possible alibis are being brought up, questioning exactly what happened. So it's not fully one-sided. Some people are saying the situation might not be exactly how it's being portrayed. There can be inconsistencies, and OJ's team may push back hard. And y'all know how this goes. We've seen this before. Initial reports come out one way, then more details start dropping, and things get complicated. So right now, it's still developing.
What motivates you to give back and be of service?
I come from being poor. Gotta wear my sister's shoes, and then when my feet got bigger, now I can't wear her. And I know I be like to try to stay fresh, cause in school that's where you get picked at the most.
Real.
Like notice, you don't went all year with these same shoes. Criminal come around, you supposed to get some new shoes. When after criminal and go back to school, you supposed to have some new.
Wow, bro.
So I come from like that.
But let's be real for a second. This is not OJ the Juiceman's first run-in with the law. Throughout his career, he had multiple legal issues. Back in the day, he dealt with drug-related charges, gun-related situations, various arrests tied to street activity. And honestly, this kind of follows a pattern we've seen with a lot of rappers from that era. The late 2000s Atlanta scene, it was real. A lot of these artists weren't just rapping, they were living what they were talking about. OJ was one of those dudes who seemed to stay close to that lifestyle, even as his music career went up and down.
You know, me and Gucci growed up together from Mount Park to Sun Valley. Started out picking up cans, trying to make $1 back in the day. Gucci van with that rap fur, you know what I'm saying? I stayed in the street, did my thing. Then I came behind him, you know, we just been collabing on music ever since 2002, and it's just been right.
Now we got to talk about the Gucci Man connection, because you can't mention OJ the Juiceman without mentioning Gucci. Back then, Gucci Man was like the center of the trap universe. And OJ was part of that early circle. But over time, things shifted. Gucci went through his own legal issues, did time, came out different, more focused, more disciplined. Meanwhile, OJ's career didn't evolve the same way. He never quite hit that next level mainstream success like some of Gucci's other affiliates.
You too hard. You got to drop more juice. You too hard. Everybody want to hear you.
Thank you.
You know that.
Brother. You already know it, man.
I just want to tell you, Juice, I appreciate you, man, for everything. You always been there for me when I needed you. I just want to let you know.
Thank you, man. Come on, man. You know, we go back to picking up can, playing in the creek.
Yeah.
Knocking on door to take your trash out for $2 or $1. I think we were splitting $1, but we were just trying to go to Tesco and buy some potato chips. And
people don't know that. We used to recycle cans and take them and get money from them and split it.
Yeah,
I was 9, he was about 7.
And now, seeing something like this happen in 2026, it kind of makes you look back and say, damn, what could have been different? Let's not sugarcoat it. If these charges stick, OJ the Juiceman is in serious trouble. We're talking about multiple felonies, allegations involving a firearm, and potentially threatening law enforcement. That combination is not light. And depending on how the case plays out, he could be facing significant jail time or at very least a long legal battle. Now, the hip-hop community is definitely reacting. Some people are out here saying, free OJ. Others are saying, bro, at some point you got to move smarter. And then there's the bigger conversation. How many times have we seen this story? Rappers get success, stays tied to the streets, and then ends up in legal trouble again. It's a cycle. It's one of those hard to break if you never fully separated from that environment.
You know, if people mention trap music, they got to mention you as one of the pioneers of this.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And I don't want to toot my own horn and whatnot, but I feel like I did make a stain in the music for trap music.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and you came in with such a unique style that no one had ever put before.
Exactly. True.
And I feel like a lot of people, they didn't know how to take that shit.
Nah, they didn't, with the high pitch A's and shit. They're like, damn, and then they come with this shit. But then it started getting me catching, and a few years down the line, they started really liking it, you know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, this situation is still developing. We don't have every single detail yet, and OJ the Juiceman is innocent until proven guilty. But what we do know, this is one of the most serious legal situations he's faced in a minute. And depending on what comes out next, this could either be a misunderstanding that gets cleared up, or it could be that kind of case that really impacts his future permanently. But hey, y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think OJ the Juiceman is being targeted, or is this just another example of somebody not learning from past situations? Make sure you like this video, comment.
Yo. We just seen what's going on, man. We just seen what's going on. Like, it's crazy out here, man. Shout out to OJ. But if them charges true, that was crazy, OJ. I don't feel like you had to go out like that. I don't feel like it was that deep. Whatever was going on, whatever the case was, I would feel like it would have been better if you just haven't pointed a weapon, a firearm at a police officer. I feel like that's gonna be the most charge that stick. And if it stick and if it land, if you proven guilty, that's gonna give him the most time right there. Because that's just like, that's a whole nother level. You feel me? Drug charge or whatever, speeding charge, whatever. That's really minor, but pointing a firearm at a police officer, active police officer, that's crazy, man. That's really crazy for real, man. Shout out to OJ though. That's one of my favorite trap rappers ever to exist. You feel me? I've been bumping OJ since Make the Trap Say A, since I'm Getting Money. You feel me? Like that's one of the best. That's one of the best times in far as like far as just like that type of era because you know it's crazy, man. It's real crazy out here, man. But that was a time and day like when you really could just like, vibe with the music. Like even if even if like you know what I'm saying, even if like they was living it or they wasn't living it at the time, it was just a good time, man. Like for real, I really appreciate that time. That was a time where like life was simple, you know? I was still in school at the time, so I used to bump all that, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I was doing, whatever I had going on, that was the soundtrack to my life. Gucci Man, Shorty Low, OJ Juiceman, Gorilla Zoe, uh, Waka Flocka, all that time, man. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Gucci Man was a vibe, man. For sure. Gucci Man was one of the hardest. You feel me? Like it was a point in time where, like, when the Will Chamberlain mixtapes was out, was the time you had to be alive, man. This was a time like right before streaming, like it was still like live mixtapes, that Piff, Spinnerella, like all my real ones know, man. That was a point in time in life where it was just more simple. Like it really wasn't all about who catching bodies and all that. It was just trap rap, you know? It was about getting some money, staying fresh, having some, fly women around, like stuff like that, you know? Yeah, they was talking drug talk. Yeah, they was talking drug abuse talk and all that, but it was more like I'm enjoying fruits of my labor rap instead of like I'm addicted to a substance or a narcotic. Like nowadays, like it was just different, man. It was just a different time, man. For real, man. It was definitely a different time. But right now, man, we gotta keep going, keep the show going, man. We got a little more time. So, a woman wins $15.4 million after supervisor called her entitled N word. So, we're going to break this story now. This story is crazy right here, man. We got to speak on this because this is what's going on in America. We got to speak on the good, bad, and the ugly. So, let's speak on it, man. Shout out Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie. Let's get right to it, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below for more. Let's go.
Black worker awarded $15 million because, well, the people she worked for couldn't stop being racist. Put it up full mass. A federal jury has awarded a black woman who formerly worked in code enforcement for the city of Fresno $15 million in damages after finding the city liable for racial discrimination and also retaliation last week. Her name is Kiki Wilson. Kiki Wilson's legal battle began October 2019 when she and a co-worker, Charles Smith, pictured on the right, filed a complaint against the city and their former supervisor, Howard Lacey. They accuse Howard of calling her the N-word. That's pretty racist. Yes, that checks. Taking adverse employment actions against her. That's retaliation. That's against the rules of engagement for employment. Check. And they filed this, each of them filed this, complaining about the harassment. Smith, who was white, was awarded $400,000 by the jury. So this was an interesting case because you have a white employee who's citing and agreeing with the racism, or at least the bigoted and the unfair treatment, as well as retaliatory treatment experienced from the supervisor. There's more. This is how it began. So Wilson's rocky relationship with Lacey began soon after he was hired as an inspector in the city's code enforcement division in 2004, according to her complaint originally filed in the local county superior court, and it was obtained by Atlanta Black Star. Atlanta Black Star did great reporting. It was moved to the U.S. District Court in California in 2020. Lacey, her supervisor, displayed, quote, obvious disdain for African Americans, end quote, by discussing and acting out racial stereotypes, including during a training for, quote, using urban language, during which he donned a paper bag with a bottle in it and told people that he was from West Fresno, which had a significant black population. The lawsuit said he was pretending like it was a beer bottle or something, right, like a 40 ounce, and playing a character. Wilson claimed she heard Lacey say that code inspectors need to complete any inspections in West Fresno in the morning because, quote, they will all be asleep, end quote, and the employees wouldn't be at risk. Wilson also claimed that a picture of Barack Obama at her desk was desecrated with monkey ears early on in her employment. GV Wire reported this. So in one interaction, Lacey then allegedly told Smith to stay away from Wilson because she's a no-good piece of ish, and that the only reason she got her job back was because she, quote, played the race card. Smith should, quote, avoid her like the plague, Lacey allegedly said. If Smith wanted, quote, any chance of being hired full time, end quote, Smith did as Lacey told him. He said and avoided Wilson, whom he did not know. He didn't know her, okay? He was hired as a full-time probationary employee in April 2018. So you have the boss say, all right, if you want to get this full-time situation done, you want to make it 90 days probationary period, you got to stay away from the black woman because she is only at her job because, she played the race card. And so now he's manipulating and utilizing intimidation and threatens retaliation. Because if you base employment predicated on if somebody avoids the black person, that is already, against the rules of engagement, yes. Okay. So in May, this was interesting, this 2018 in May, Smith and Wilson were among city employees who attended a 5-day statewide training for code enforcement officials. Typically, they do these trainings in order to get their continuing education. 4 days in, Lacey called Smith late one night and accused him of meeting privately with Wilson and told him he, quote, had eyes and ears everywhere and knew that Smith had been exchanging nods with Wilson during the training. Smith said that wasn't true, but Lacey again told him, stay away from Wilson if he wanted to pass probation to continue his employment. Once again, sir, completely against the law. June 2018, after Smith and Lacey inspected an African-American woman's property and got back into the vehicle, Lacey allegedly said, see, Charlie, I'm not a racist. Kiki wants to say that I'm a racist, but I'm not. I'm super nice. It's her. Then he added, Kiki is an entitled N-word. I'm not saying N-word with an E-R. I'm saying N-word, N-I-G-G. Smith responded, Howard, can this be over? Just stop it already. I don't want to hear this crap. I get it. You hate Kiki. But I'm not here for your issue with Kiki, according to the complaint. Looks like his 90 days were over, so he was full-time employed at this point, Wilson. So he tells the boss, the supervisor, stop it, cut it out. I'm not here for that. There's more. So later, June 2018, Smith learned that Lacey had been sending out letters regarding inspections to residents under Smith's name for inspections Smith had not conducted and asked him to stop, as it could be considered fraud. Lacey allegedly told him not to worry about it. Soon after, Lacey stopped speaking with Smith and replying to his emails and texts. He's being petty. The following month, Smith was transferred to the tire team, a less desirable job completely outside of his skill set. The lawsuit said Smith complained about the transfer to Tim Burns, Lacey's supervisor, telling him he considered the move retaliation by Lacey. Smith resigned July 10th, 2018. He called Wilson the next day and gave her an earful about the racist comments Lacey had previously made about her, including that he called her an entitled N-word. Wilson, who was at work, headed to the Human Resources Department to file a complaint. She was at work when she got the call. On her way there, she saw a coworker and raised her voice and said, "They're all effing liars, all of them." One of them reported to Andrew Cuevas, the city's personnel manager in code enforcement, that Wilson had directed the profanity at him. Andrew interviewed Wilson and learned that Wilson had made the outburst shortly after learning that she had been called a racial slur by Lacey. But he decided that the context did not excuse her violation or her violation of the city's professional code of conduct policy, and issued her a letter of reprimand August 2019. Okay, now this is interesting because obviously racism doesn't get a reprimand, but her making a proclamation of an emotional proclamation does. So during the 10-day trial, when asked about her use of profanity in that moment by Mandy Jeffcoach, lead attorney for the city, Wilson said, quote, "I was pissed. Do you understand? You wouldn't. Being a Black woman, knowing what I knew, all of those things, I didn't think of any rules at the time." Later in August 2018, the city hired attorney Dallas Selling to investigate Wilson's complaint concerning Lacey's conduct. During her interview with Lacey, federal judge Kirk E. Sheriff observed that she failed to ask Lacey whether he had used a racial slur to describe Wilson. Instead, she questioned Lacey about his conversation with Smith without mentioning the racial slur, assuming Lacey would correct her if he used the slur. Her investigation determined that there was insufficient fact to sustain Wilson's allegations against Lacey. Selling, who also asked by the city in 2018 to simultaneously investigate Wilson's behavior, she found that Wilson was known to be, quote, aggressive, hostile, and disruptive. There we go. Oh, angry Black woman. Code for angry Black woman, okay? Once again, they're not dealing with the fact that her boss was racist. There's more. And recommended in 2019 that Wilson be fired. After some interface by her union representative and some legal wrangling over the next year, Wilson was given a 30-day suspension, September 2020, by the City Civil Service Board, all because she had one emotional proclamation after learning her boss was calling her the N-word. In the meantime, both Wilson and Smith decided, you know what, we're going to get on this together. So they filed an administrative complaint and multiple administrative complaints with the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, and received their right to sue letter. Okay, they review the case to see, do you have a right? Is there a proclamation you can make here based on the standard of law? Yes, you actually have a claim. So in their federal lawsuits, they accuse the city and Lacey of racial discrimination, harassment, and retaliation in violation of state and federal law. The lawsuit said Wilson had endured 15 years of racism waged against her by the city, which had denied every one of her applications for promotion. All of them were denied, consistently telling her that she was, quote, not the right fit, while hiring other people with less education and less experience. Wilson was eventually terminated by the city in 2022, although those reasons were not disclosed or made part of the trial because they would have been, they would have biased the jury. After deliberating for more than a day, on March 11th, the 8-person jury found the city of Fresno liable, guilty, for failing to prevent racial discrimination, harassment, and retaliation against Wilson, and for her relationship against Smith by transferring him to the tire team. So Eva Smith got some money. They're exposed, and they made me seem like I was an angry black woman stereotype, end quote. Wilson said after the verdict, quote, "I'm so glad that the jury saw past that. Amen, sister." And I gotta highlight, I gotta highlight the colleague, the white male, who did the right thing, who heard enough, and who also decided to go on record with her to provide additional testimony as to the malfeasance of the supervisor. That's called an ally and a friend, all right? Okay, just the thoughts here.
Never ever sue the driver who crashed into you.
Let's get right to it, man. Let's get right to it. See what's going on out here in the corporate world, man. Shout out to that woman in Fresno being awarded $15 million after being called entitled N-word from her boss, supervisor. Yeah, man. Shout out to her for going through with it. Shout out to the coworker for adding additional testimony to help, win her case. Yeah, shout out to that coworker, man. That was a real dude. He was putting his job, you know, job on the line, putting his career on the line, his future jobs. People can see that and think they stay away from them type because they feel like he might do it at another job. So shout out to him. Yeah, she entitled to that 15 million for sure. Like it's crazy. You can't talk to people all type of crazy and call them out their name and racial slurs. Like we ain't in that type time no more. You see what happened? She got awarded 15 million. That's generational wealth right there. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to the supervisor. Thanks a lot to that supervisor for helping her create generational wealth. Fresno, that's what's going on in Fresno. Come on now, Fresno. Y'all got to do better, man. Y'all out here letting supervisors call people entitled N-words. Like, what's really going on out here, man? Shout out to at Brown and Curly. We appreciate you for all the engagement you had today. We appreciate the subscription as well. And that's the taxpayers' money he played with. Yeah, he played it. He played it. You damn right. He played with everybody, man. But yeah, let's see who got the last laugh. Shout out to that woman in Fresno. We appreciate your endurance. We appreciate your courage. We appreciate your honesty. We appreciate your courage just to stand up to that man. She said, what the supervisor say? He told the coworker, like, don't mess with her. If you want that promotion, if you want to be put on with the company because she's a lost cause, like she's, angry black woman, like the person said, Dr. Ramsey. It's just really distasteful, disgraceful that we still living in these type times where we gotta be judged on the color of our skin or our race instead of actually being qualified for the job. You know what I'm saying? I'm so sad she had to experience that, but in the end, it worked out for her. Right? God put her through the test because she's the ultimate warrior. God knew she would win that battle. Gave her the ultimate strength. You know, now she can write a book and get another 15 million. Like it's up for her, you know. The sky's the limit for real because off that one, off that one occurrence led her to generational wealth, led her to opening up for her story. She might be on Dr. Phil soon. Like you never know, man. She about to be across the country. You know, I already see it. I already see it in her future, man. God got it planned out for her. She will be the next big thing, you know. If she want to though, she might just hide off and say, "I'm to hell with it. To hell with the corporate world." You know, she good. She can sit back, kick back, invest, uh, buy some property, buy some land, do all type of things. Become her own lawyer. You know what I'm saying? The sky's the limit, man. But that just shows you got to stand up to people that do you wrong. You can't like, especially in the corporate world. A lot of people like lot they let a lot of shit slide. You know, you can't let none slide like that. It's about integrity and dignity. You got to stand up for your last name. You got to stand up for your ancestors. Everybody that fought the fight before you. You know, you just can't let people just get away with that. That supervisor, that's not gonna stop him from being racist to the next black woman. Let's just be honest. But it will correct him and it will make him think again before speaking negativity and racial slurs and offensive words to people, man, especially women and especially black women. You better learn your lesson because I know you stressing from her blessing. And we gonna we're gonna move on to the next topic. We got time for one more topic. I know I told y'all we got a few topics, but we will have to catch the other two topics on the back end Sunday Real Conversations podcast. We'll have to talk about it on the podcast. We ain't got that much time. We almost an hour in. So the last topic we're gonna speak on is this right here. J. Cole pulls up on Cameron. Yes, yes, yes. We hope the same. We hope the same. She got a bright future ahead of her for sure. But J. Cole pulls up on Cameron podcast, and Cameron face says it all, man. This is crazy right here because if you haven't been keeping up, um, J. Cole, J. Cole had pulled up on Cameron over a lawsuit and all them type of things, man. It's been crazy out here. Things going on in this media world, man. I feel like it was honestly just marketing for the interview. Cam wanted the interview. He wanted to, you know, pull some strings, I guess, get J. Cole, put some fire in the J. Cole ass, you know, make him do something, make him talk back, make him pull up or whatever. But it worked, man. Shout out to Cam for that. You know, even though I disagree with a lot of things Cam has done over the time with his show, but to each his own, you know. It's media, man. It's all media, it's all content. So before we get to this clip, man, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to Chig Smooth for all the things he has done, all the content he has put out that we reviewed. And this will be the last topic, man. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. You funny. You funny. Good comment, though. Appreciate the live chat. Appreciate y'all. Let's get to the last topic, though, man. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Daily Real News. Daily Real News.
Chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, Chicks. I find him. You know what? I like Chick Smooth. Chick Smooth is somebody I really enjoy listening to on YouTube because Chick just got an intellectual curiosity about things.
Oh man, they got us, you guys. J. Cole and Cameron just pulled the bait and switch on us. Now, for the last couple of months, these guys have been going back and forth about a lawsuit, all because Cameron was not paid what he was due by J. Cole. These guys did a record together a couple years ago. J. Cole was supposed to hold up his end of the bargain and return the favor, either with an interview or a verse for Cameron. And according to Cameron, after reaching out to J. Cole several times and finally realizing that J. Cole was actually ducking him, he decides to file a lawsuit on him. Now, the last update we got, Cameron actually addressed it and he laid out everything that happened.
Me and J. Cole are cool, or was cool. This is exactly what happened. Being a man is keeping your word. And I know everybody's busy and everybody has things to do. But if I give you my word 4 or 5 times, I got to do it. So on his first project he did, I did an intro for him. I did the record for him for his intro. I told him I may need a verse whenever I get a project done. He said, cool. He had another project. I did a record in 20 minutes. I knocked that shit out and went off about my business. I need a verse. I'm exaggerating, but he's like the shock rain right now. And, the moon got aligned with the stars. And, when I write, I put my all into it. Okay, let's put your all into it then. You know what I'm saying? Give me that. You called me twice to do something, and I did it. One day you have 48 hours to do it. Then I knocked the other thing out as soon as I came to New York, because you ain't want to send me a record. You want to be in the studio with me. I knocked it out. Cool, you don't give me the record. Then I say, you know what? Forget the record. Let's do an interview. Got you. I got a project coming out in June. Let's do it around there. Cool, June is coming. Oh, we pushed the album back. I don't want to just do an interview. All right, cool. Now we're going to do it in October. All right, I'll call you back in October. Yo, what's up? Oh, man, killer. You call. You say, I tell you October. You call October, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So now this is when all the beef is going on with Kendrick Lamar. I can't do it now because I don't feel like talking about that right now. I said, look, I'll do the interview. I won't even bring that up. He says, nah, I can't do no interview and not talk about it. All right, well, when can I get the interview? Yo, February, definitely. February, I'm dead ass on February. February come. Yo, what's up? Oh, shit. Yo, I'm still working, man.
Well, turns out these guys either spoke and talked about it, or this has been great marketing all along for their interview, because J. Cole and Cameron have an interview coming up on the show.
Girl can't be a stylist neither. When she's fixing somebody's collar, I don't know what may happen next time she... What's up, man?
I'm just saying, like, a lawsuit, bro?
Lawyers? It wasn't like that.
I'm just saying, bro, you got niggas like...
That's right, you guys. Cole is officially outside. He told everybody he was going to do interviews with several platforms. As a matter of fact, he just did one with the desk.
That you had really thought of and planned? No. Or did you get on the stage and felt like, I need to do this?
No, it hit me an hour before. But before that, I was stressing the fuck out. In the moment that the idea came to me, like via God, it's like, oh man, I lifted and I got light and I got excited. I got so excited because, to tell you the 2 or 3 days before that, it was like, this is terrible, because I felt like I misrepresented myself. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden I'm giving life to division and to negative storylines or negative perceptions on somebody that I fuck with and got love for. You know what I mean? Somebody that I like care about. And it's like, oh shit. In my mind, of course, I mean, I could take you back to, we know why that happened in the first place, right. But just to answer your question, that shit had me feeling terrible, because I'm like,
quick shout out to DraftKings Pick 6 for sponsoring this video. Now you guys are gonna ask,
all right, y'all. Y'all see what's going on. Y'all see what's going on, man. Cole pulled up, made it look like he was pressing Cam about the lawsuit. It's all marketing, man. Good marketing from Cam and J. Cole. I guess it started off on some actual real type of time, but y'all know how it go, man. What y'all thought? Cole was gonna fight Cam, he was gonna swing on him. We knew that wasn't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it was a setup for the interview. You're right. It was just a setup. It was all marketing. Got us talking right now. Got us speaking on all the podcasters, all the media outlets. They talking about it. So you know how we gonna do that. Let's give it up for the marketing. Great marketing from Cameron and J.Cole. That's all we can do, man. It's not really too much to talk about on that topic. Just good marketing. People gonna talk. Controversy sells. Negativity sells. And we all know that since the beginning of time. So it sold. It did what it had to do. Right. It's all funny games. It's no big deal. But I gotta go back to my daily life, daily real news. My daughter right here about to ask me some questions. So with that being said, man, shout out to everybody taking care of their business on their way to work. Whatever they got going on. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe for more. And that's it, man. We'll see y'all next time. Check out the podcast on Sunday. Real conversations. And appreciate it. You have a great day too. Peace out. Much love. It's your boy Smooth. Daily Real News. Make sure to subscribe to the channels, whether you're watching this from Smooth's Vision or Real Conversation Podcast Network. We appreciate y'all. Much love. Have a good day. Positivity in the air. And tap in for all the content coming soon. Tap in Sunday for another episode, Real Conversation Podcast. We appreciate y'all. Much love. Good energy, positive vibes. We out.